All right, so I do want to go over one thing real quick. I led you astray a little bit. It's early in the morning. I've only had one cup of coffee. Give me a break. So I downloaded here when I hit the i386. Okay, that is for 32-bit processors. If you have a little bit older computer, chances are that it will not run. I'm told it won't run on VirtualBox 6. So if you have a problem running that, you'll need to drop back to the VirtualBox 5.4 if you're on an older computer. If you're on a newer computer, you'll download normally the AMD 64. So it depends on what type of computer you have. I don't really know what type of computer you have, so I can't help you much there. So you got to figure that out on your own. So you'll want the ISO. If you have a newer computer, it's going to be the ISO, normally the AMD 64. If it's an older computer, it's going to be the 386. And you're on your own there. I can't help you. All right, everybody's computer is different. This is one of the challenges I have. I don't support you at home, and you're an IT student. I expect you to figure it out. Again, if you have an older computer, the school has everything you need, and all this stuff will run for you fine at the school. So you're on your own there. All right, so you've downloaded it. Now what I had to do is, since I have a newer computer, I showed you to download the 386. I actually have a 64-bit processor, so I had to download the 64-bit, and I stuck it on my desktop. And I am using the current version 18.04. I just want to see how well it works with VirtualBox, so this is going to be a test for us. All right, so then what you're going to do is you're going to fire up VirtualBox, which for me it's right here. So I got my ISO. Now keep in mind that the ISO file, I think it was Rudolph that mentioned it yesterday in class. Keep in mind that your VirtualBox works with ISO files. This is definitely testable, definitely job interviewable. So pay attention here. It's very important. The ISO format is just where a bunch of people got together and they came up with this thing where they were going to put everything into one file that was easy to manage, and your software would know how to use it, whether it was a CD burning or a DVD burning application. Look at that. Oh, I have the old version. Ha! You guys are in luck. I'm going to show you how to download the new version and install it. So this is the old version here. Well, let's continue on with ISO first. So it's my new computer that I have it on. This is actually my old computer back in my office. So anyways, back to ISO files. So they decided they'd come up with this format where they could put everything together into one file to make it easy to manage. Back in the old days, we used to have to use like 50 floppy drives, all right, 50 little disks at 1.44 megs each. It was a pain in the butt. If you put one in the wrong order, it would mess up your installation. Sometimes you get an error, it took longer, blah, 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 blah. So what they've done is they've combined everything into one easy to use file. They're normally big, 600, 700 megs, sometimes 1.7 gigs. I think this one here is 1.7 gigs. So they put all that information in one file to make it easy to manage. That's what an ISO file is. Definitely testable. Guaranteed you're going to see it in the future. So let's go ahead here and let's download the latest version. We'll do some testing here. It's going to take us out. Hopefully we're downloading 6.0. I guess not. All right, so we'll go into our downloads folder because that's where I have everything set up to download. And we'll drop down here. And we should see something VirtualBox 6.02. We're going to double click on that. And again, it's going to guide us through a very intuitive interface or installation process. It's going to shut down our network interfaces. I'm going to hit yes. If you recall, it took away my old icon. It removes your previous installation. Adds a new one. I doubt that this is a different one. It's probably the same one. And then we're going to start it up. Now, one of the things you're going to notice right out of the get-go is that it is going to be a different GUI. All right, so the GUI looks a little bit different, and it's going to ask us if we want to download the new extensions. You're going to hit yes there. Go ahead and download those babies so you get that interactivity that I was talking about earlier with your host machine. We're going to install them, and we're going to upgrade. You do have to drop down. Yes, depending on what operating system you're running as a host. And delete, and it's going to clean up. So anyways, here is a previous installation, but what we're going to do now is we're going to do a new installation. So let me stop the video here, and I'm going to make this part 2, and then from there we will go ahead and do the actual installation of Ubuntu. So we will be right back, folks.